back to this, the key to transforming from a $1 million agent to a $5 million agent is you have to refine and look at your sales system. How are you approaching new business development? And that's obviously an important part of it. So the next piece is obviously you got to diversify your customer base and increase your market share with existing customers. And what that takes is flawless execution on your sales strategy daily. So it's not a sometimes thing, it's an everyday thing. Make sure you invest in your customer relationships by visiting them whenever possible. That will be something that will happen when you start bringing on staff to help you support your operations. It will free you and untether you from your office. It will allow you to do a little bit of travel, see your customers, which can be invaluable. Okay, and most customers don't get a lot of that with freight brokers because they're so tethered to their office. Obviously focus heavily on customer satisfaction. First, you need to measure and understand your customer retention and turnover. If you don't know what your customer retention turnover ratios are, you need to dig into that and understand it, because you can't be that school of Basta, right? You can't be that strainer where everything's falling through. You got to retain a large percentage of that business or it's impossible to grow. Then you need to identify the reasons why your past customers have turned over and plug those holes. Is it service related on late deliveries? Was it a claim? Is it competition? Did a contact turn over? Any number of reasons, right, of why they turned over. And then what's really critical is when there are those issues, when those trigger events happen, a late delivery, a claim, a complaint on a driver, the key to this is you have to immediately resolve that with the customer, and you got to confirm their satisfaction. Don't just let it fester. Don't just ignore it and say, well, he'll be all right, it's all right. You got to get on the horn with him. You got to acknowledge the fact that you made a mistake, there was an issue, but you fixed it, and you're gonna, you'll improve on it. Another big thing, and that is marking your loads sat or unsat accurately. So when you deliver out a load, it says sat or unsat. Obviously, that just stands for satisfactory or unsatisfactory. If it picked up late or delivered late, there was a driver complaint or a claim, it's unsat. You want to be able to track that for two reasons. Number one, you want to be able to track it so that you can understand how good you are performing for your customers, because you have access to that data. Those analytics are available. Secondly, every time you mark that, it will mark it on the carrier as a sat or unsat load. So anytime you go back and review that data on that carrier, you'll be able to see how many sat or unsat loads they've had compared to how many loads they've done with us, and you'll get a sense as to what their service level is.